Hare
from
Krishna,
Tom
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is the 28th of May. It is Tuesday, and it is Jyeshta Masa or Trivikrama Masa, and the Krishna Paksham Panchami Tithi. So there is one Vaishnava today. So today is the disappearance day of Sri Ramanandaraya, so a most confidential devotee of Lord Chaitanya. So I shall read a few lines from Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is coming from special Vaishnava days. Under the rule of King Prataparudra, Ramanandaraya was the governor of the Madras province and a householder of the Sudra class. But nevertheless, Lord Chaitanya accepted spiritual instruction from him. From the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya chapter 8, talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramanandaraya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then inquired whether he was Ramanandaraya, and he replied, "Yes, I am your very low servant, and I belong to the Sudra community." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Sri Ramanandaraya very firmly. Indeed, both the master and the servant almost lost consciousness due to ecstatic love. Their natural love for each other was awakened in them both, and they embraced and fell to the ground. When they embraced each other, ecstatic symptoms, paralysis, perspiration, tears, shivering, paleness, and standing up of the bodily hairs appeared. The word Krishna came from their mouths falteringly. Lord Sri Krishna is the servitor of all, reservoir of all pleasure. And Srimati Radharani is the personification of ecstatic love of Godhead. These two forms had combined as one in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This being the case, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed his real form to Ramanandaraya. Upon seeing this form, Ramanandaraya lost consciousness in transcendental bliss. Unable to remain standing, he fell to the ground. When Ramanandaraya fell to the ground unconscious, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched his hand and he immediately regained consciousness. But when he saw Lord Chaitanya in the dress of a sannyasi, he was struck with wonder. After embracing Ramanandaraya, the Lord pacified him, informing him, "But for you, no one has ever seen this form." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirmed, "All the truths about my pastimes and mellows are within your knowledge. Therefore, I have shown this form to you. Actually, my body does not have a fair complexion. It only appears so because it has touched the body of Srimati Radharani. However, she does not touch anyone but the son of Nanda Maharaja. I have now converted my body and mind into the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani. Thus, I am tasting my own personal sweetness in that form." Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt pangs of separation from Krishna, he did not manifest his feelings externally, for he feared the unhappiness of his devotees. The transformations undergone by the Lord when he manifested severe unhappiness due to separation from Krishna cannot be described. When the Lord acutely felt pangs of separation from Krishna, only Sri Ramananda Raya talks about Krishna, and the sweet songs of Swarupa Damodara kept him alive. Because the Lord associated with various devotees during the day, his mind was somewhat diverted, but at night the pangs of separation from Krishna increased very rapidly. Two people, Ramanandaraya and Swarupa Damodara Goswami, stayed with the Lord to pacify him by reciting various verses about Krishna's pastimes. and by singing appropriate songs for his satisfaction. Previously, when Lord Krishna was personally present, Subala, one of his coward boyfriends, gave him happiness when he felt separation from Radharani. Similarly, Ramananda Raya helped give happiness to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Previously, when Srimati Radharani felt the pangs of separation from Krishna, her constant companion, Lalita kept her alive by helping her in many ways. Similarly, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt Radharani's emotions, Swarupa Damodara Goswami helped him maintain his life. To describe the fortunate position of Ramananda Raya and Swarupa Damodara Goswami is extremely difficult. They are renowned as intimately confidential friends of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Ramananda Raya ki jai. This is very beautiful pastime of Ramananda Raya. That is from Vaishnava's perspective. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय हरे कृष्ण. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami offering his prayers to the Supreme Lord to offer his obeisances, and another section is to invoke auspiciousness onto him so that Lord will be pleased, so that he can speak nicely. It is very beautiful prayers. I request all the devotees to recite these verses. So as we are doing preaching practice sessions, before that you also, if you do it, Lord will reflect in the heart. So this is what Sukadeva Goswami has gone through. So yesterday he was saying, so in the previously, oh my dear Lord, you have inspired Lord Brahma in the heart. And then in such a way, you also exhibited through the mouth of Brahma in the sound vibrations, Bhagwan Shabda Gocharaha. And you are the greatest among the Rishinam Rishabha Prasidatam, greatest among the sages. So likewise, he was offering his prayers. प्रचोदित येन पुरा सरस्वती वितन्व ताजस सतीं स्मृतिं हृदि स्वलक्षणा प्राग्रभूत्किलास्यतः समीरुषीणां ऋषभः प्रसीदताम्. And today, further, Sukadeva Goswami, he is offering his prayer that the Lord, who is the Lord of all the 16 principles of the creation, all the these five elements and five panchabhutas and five senses and five tanmatras and mind on top of it. There's 16 principles. So the Lord he is the Lord of all these 16 principles. And after creating them, and the universe is manifested, and then he enters into this universe as a Garbhodak Sai Vishnu and rests there so that he will be the soul of all the living entities. He gives and he makes the living entities to experience these pains and pleasures of these three material modes of nature. That supreme personality of Godhead make my statements, that supreme personality of Godhead decorate my statements so that the hearers, whoever is hearing this Krishna Katha, they will be pleased. So beautiful this verse is. He is invoking the prayer so that it is good for himself and also the hearers, both speaker and hearer. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Second canto, chapter 4, verse number 23. भूतैर्महिद् भूतैर्महिद्भिर्य इमः पुरो विभुः निर्मायसे ते यदमूषु पूरुषः भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मकः सोऽलङ्कृषिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे भूतैः महद्भिः. This Mahatattva and all the 16 principles of the creation Imah Puro Vibhuhu. And he is the Lord of all these 16 principles of the creation. Bhute Mahidbirya Mahadbihi Ya Imah Puro Vibhuhu. Nirmayasete Yadamushu Purushaham Nirmayasete. And the Lord, after he creating this universe, Sete Yadamushu Purushaham, and he enters into this universe and he rests. Sete, he lies down within this universe, like a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So Karanodaka Sai Vishnu is the Jagurihe Purusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi. So he is the creator of 16 principles, and then he expands himself as a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and rests within the universe. Nirmaya Sete Yadamushu Purushaham. Bhungte Gunan Shodasha Shodasatmakaha. Bhungte. So Bhungte, it is he causes the living entities to experience Gunan, the three material modes of nature. He makes the living entities to experience three material modes of nature. Shodasha Shodasatmakaha. These 16 divisions. And he is the being generator of these 16 principles of the creation. He will make the living entities to experience pains and pleasures of these three material modes of nature, which are composed of 16 principles and three material modes of nature. Solam krusista Bhagavan vachamsi me. So, Alam krusista Bhagavan vachamsi me. So, the Supreme Lord, Alam krusista, may decorate Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vachamsi me, and what are the statements I am going to speak? So he let the Lord decorate all my statements so that the hearer will hear very nicely and accept all the Krishna Katha. So likewise, he is invoking his prayers, auspiciousness through his prayers. Bhuter mahidbriya imah purovibuhu nirmaya sete yadamushu purushaha bhungte gunan shodasha shodasatmakaha solam krusista bhagavan vachamsi me. So, translation for this verse. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who enlivens the materially created bodies of the elements by lying down within the universe, and who in his Purusha incarnation causes the living being to be subjected to the 16 divisions of material modes, which are his generator, be pleased to decorate my statements. And purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Jahna Kanya Mataji to read the first paragraph, please? If available.
Yes, Prabhu, I will. Haribol. As a fully dependent devotee, Sukadeva Goswami, unlike a mundane man who is proud of his own capability, invokes the pleasure of the personality of Godhead, so that his statement may be successful and be appreciated by the hearers. The devotee always thinks of himself as instrumental for anything successfully carried out, and he declines to take credit for anything done by himself. The godless atheist wants to take all credit for activities, not knowing that even a blade of grass cannot move without the sanction of the Supreme Spirit, the personality of Godhead. Sukadeva Goswami, therefore, wants to move by the direction of the Supreme Lord, who inspired Brahma to speak the Vedic wisdom. The truth described in the Vedic literatures are not theories of mundane imagination, nor are they fictitious, as the less intelligent class of men sometimes think. The Vedic truths are all perfect descriptions of the factual truth without any mistake or illusion. And Sukadev Goswami wants to prevent the truths of creation, not as a metaphysical theory of philosophical speculation, but as the actual fact and figures of the subject, since he would be dedicated to be the Lord actually, oh, sorry, since he would be dedicated by the Lord exactly in the same manner as Brahmaji was inspired, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15. The Lord is himself the father of the Vedanta knowledge, and it is the only uh, and he only who knows the factual purport of the Vedanta philosophy. So there is no greater truth than the principles of religion mentioned in the Vedas. Such Vedic knowledge or religion is disseminated by authorities like Sukadev Goswami because he is a humble devotional servitor of the Lord who has no desire to become a self appointed interpreter without authority. That is the way of explaining the Vedic knowledge, technically known as the parampara system or descending process. Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request Malte Mataji to read the second paragraph?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The intelligent man can see without mistake that any material creation, whether one sound body or a fruit or a flowers, cannot beautifully grow up without the spiritual touch. The greatest intelligent man of the world or the greatest man of science can present everything very beautifully only in suffer as the spirit life is there, or in so much as the spiritual touch is there. Therefore, the source of all truth is the Supreme Spirit and not gross matter, as wrongly conceived by the gross materialistic. We get information from the Vedic literature that the Lord Himself first entered the vacuum of the material universe, and those all things gradually developed one after another. Similarly, the Lord is situated as localized Param Atma in every individual's being. Hence, everything is done by Him very beautifully. The 16 principal created elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, sky, and the 11 sense organs, first developed from the Lord Himself mm, and were there is here by the living entities. Those the material elements were created for the enjoyment of the living entities. The beautiful arrangement behind all the material manifestation is therefore made possible by the energy of the Lord, and the individual living entity can only pray to the Lord to understand it properly. Since the Lord is the supreme entity different from Sukadev Goswami, the prayer can be offered to him. The Lord helps the living entity to enjoy material creation, but he is aloof from such false enjoyment. Sukadev prays for the mercy of the Lord, not only for being helped personally in presenting the truth, but also for helping others to whom he would like to speak. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here Prabhupada is describing about the uh, mood of Sukadeva Goswami. So he is invoking his prayer so that whoever hears his statements and they will also it will be decorated by the Lord, and it should be appreciated by the hearers as well. Whoever hears, they will also appreciate because it is directly coming. He's repeating the statements of the Lord. And here devotee is always thinks himself as instrumental for anything successfully carried out. And he declines to take any credit for himself. So that is, and but godless atheist civilization immediately as soon as they find and they will make the patent rights and everything, even though it is done by someone else, they take it and then put their name and opposite to that one. So likewise, they take the credit, but actually it is the Lord's mercy. So even a blade of grass cannot move without the sanction of Supreme Lord. And then, and also the Lord inspired Brahma to speak in the Vedic wisdom. So Brahma to speak Vedic wisdom. So Brahma Deva, he says to Narada Muni that because I keep Lord and I always pray only to the Lord. Nabharti menga mrthopalakshite navai kvachinme manuso mrthagatihi name hushikani patin satpate yenme sudat kancha vata duto harihi. So he says that I always keep the Lord's lotus feet in my heart. So whatever I speak, Name Kani Patincha Asat Pate, it will not go wrong. So likewise, he says, even it will not, there will not be any illusions, any wrong thing whenever I speak, or my senses will not be agitated by material things. So likewise, Brahma says that is his inspiration. So whoever keeps the Lord in the heart. So these truths are described in the Vedic literatures, not theories of mundane imagination. It is a science. It is journey within the heart. The transformations one is going through each and every phase. One day we are chanting, and then tomorrow we are chanting. Day after tomorrow, after a year, we see lots of changes within our lives. It is a transformation. This is a science. It's not a imagination. And they are all coming from, it's a factual truth without any mistake or illusion. Sukadeva Goswami wants to present the truths of the creation, not as a metaphysical theory of philosophical speculation. It is as it is, the knowledge, it's science. And also the Lord would inspire any people who are engaging in the devotional service. सर्वस्य चाहं त्रिसन्निविष्टुमत्तः ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदेषु सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्. So this verse is again and again keep on coming either Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam in number of places. So it is the Lord is the only, Krishna is the only the father of the Vedanta knowledge. He is the only to be understood from the Vedanta philosophy. No greater truth than the Supreme Lord. And here, so there is no greater truth than the principles of religion mentioned in the Vedas. That is Vedanta Krut Veda Videva Cha Aham. That is Krishna says Aham. It is only I am to be known, and that knowledge is disseminated by the authorities. It will be distributed by the authorities like a Sukadeva Goswami and coming from Guru Parampara. That is descending process without any changing, no personal speculations, no mental speculations. And then further, Prabhupada is explaining here, intelligent man can see without mistake that any material creation, whether it is one's body or fruit or flower, cannot be to grow up without spiritual touch. So whenever the Lord has the universe is created with the 16 principles, that is Jagurihe Purusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhotam Sodasakalam Ado Lok Sisrukshaya. After that, Yasyam Basasayanasya Yoga Nidram Vitanvataha Na Bihram Bujad Asit Brahma Visvurjampatihi, and he enters there and then he lies in the Garbhodaka water from his navel. Brahma comes and then further he expands like a the Kshirodak Sai Vishnu, super soul into all the living entities, so that he will make the all the living entities to experience these pains and pleasures. Karanam gunasangasya sad asadjoni janmasu. So this is those kind of things he will make the living entity to experience. Okay, so and then further, the greatest intelligent man of the world or greatest man of science can present everything beautifully only insofar the spirit life is there. But without spiritual touch, everything is just a matter and there is no interest in it. Even the one is very beautiful body, either handsome man or a beautiful woman, as long as the spirit is there, there is a value. Otherwise, it will be thrown into the street or into the graveyard, or dogs will eat it, or foxes will eat it, or germs and insects will come and eat it. So the body, no use for the body. Body is a idam sariranam parinamapeshalam. It is keep on changing. It is a matter. As long as the spirit is there, it has a value. So how we use this one? It's a bad bargain, but best use of it. And then so Prabhupada further is explaining about it. The Lord enters into this universe, entered the vacuum of the material universe, and gradually developed one after another, from the sound vibration to until the earth and the smell coming. So this is how there is no material, it cannot be seen. It can be only the sound, it is only the sound in the beginning, transcendental sound. Gradually it has transformed so that all the universe emanated from just the sound. Okay, so and then further Prabhupada is explaining here the 16 principles. Again, this what are the 16 principles, or the five senses and five Karanendriyas. This is hands, legs, the tummy, genital, and the rectum. So these things, and also totally there are 24 elements, and inclusive of time 25, that Kapila Bhagavan explains. But here it is 16 principles of creation. Here Tanmat. So there sometimes we hear this number of times, either 16 or 24. Okay, and he made the living entities to experience these pains and pleasures. And since the Lord is the supreme entity, different from Sukadeva Goswami, the prayer can be offered to him. And then the Lord helps living entity to enjoy this material creation, but he is aloof from such false enjoyment. The Lord is Atmaram, and Sukadeva Goswami is praying to the Lord, not only for being helped personally in presenting the truth, but also for helping others whom he would like to speak. Yetam एवमेतं हरिमेधसो हरेः कथं सुभद्रं कथनीयमायिनः शृण्वेत भक्त्या श्रवेत वोष्ठं जनार्दनो अस्यासु हृदि प्रसीदति. So this is a very beautiful verse. Whenever the Krishna Katha is going on, the Lord will be pleased towards the speaker and the hearer both. This is about the Varahadev Bhagavan's pastime. So there, Maitreya Rishi says that one. Okay, so that is Krishna Katha. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is invoking the praise here. भूतेर्महिद्भिर्य इमः पुरो विभुः निर्मायसेत यदमोषु पूरुषः भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडशात्मकः सोलं कुरुशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is a letter to Satsvarupa. It is a small letter. Can you request any unallocated devotees, please, to read this letter?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
My dear Satarupa, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt your letter dated 13th February 1970. Please do not disturb by the second-hand informations. Just continue your editing and as you have been doing nicely. I hope you have been receiving the transcriptions and edited versions of Krishna tape, which I have sent you to Bhagavan Das. I have not received any copies from him. Still, I have continued to send him tapes, and I have sent some to you also. I am now delivering some lectures every Sunday at Los Angeles Temple, and the series may called Sinful Activities and their resultant reactions. They will be transcribed here weekly and sent to you for editing. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever Ulisha, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Take your points, Prabhuji.
Yeah, one takeaway point is, Prabhu, is we have to be always careful about the second-hand information that easily divert our thinking and our Krishna consciousness into different direction. So we have to be very, very cautious about where you're getting the information from, whom you're listening. If you are not listening to our parampara, then it's very dangerous.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this? Okay, so Krishna Kadayati is eternal, always keep going on. So Prabhupada is always speaking number of tapes for the transcriptions. And also, yes, as Prabhuji mentioned, second-hand information, it is not only from the spiritual point of view, but even the day-to-day life. We should be very careful whenever we are hearing who is speaking and what they are speaking. And we should not take information one person is speaking about third person. We should not take such kind of statements. We have to hear if it is for ourselves. If it is some kind of complaint, so many other things are there. But be careful when we are involving any third person in the conversations. Otherwise, we may make mistakes or offenses towards other Vaishnavas, especially the devotees. In devotees' life, materialistic people may not be there, ideally. Only the devotees will be there. So we need to be very gentle and careful always. Anudvekaram vakyam, satyam priyahitam jayat. Hitam, always to be helpful nature only. It should not harm or tamper anyone's um, mind or their activities or anything else. That is a Vaishnava, either directly or indirectly. Always if one speaks either jokingly or seriously, it has to help others only, not to hurt the feelings. So this is second-hand information we should not take. We need to be very careful. Okay, that is my takeaway point as well from this letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got preaching practice session with Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji at 8 p.m. Okay, that's all from the announcements point of view. And tomorrow we have got regular Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. I'll send that once again, the poll for the devotees participation tomorrow. Okay, dear devotees, if you have got anything to update or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्द की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय Have a Krishna conscious day all the devotees. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.